just embraced fatherhood. I could burn the midnight oil effortlessly, and I had hair. Now middle age is up close and personal, and I'm delighted to find that the gig has seemed to age well like a good vintage wine or a stock that finally reaches maturity. If it's true that being young also makes one a bit foolish, then perhaps I was just that when I did undertake folk music and lyrics for the gig. But as anyone in the theater knows, the moment you share your work with fellow artists and especially an audience, it becomes a collaboration. Advice, solicited or unsolicited, informs the work, and I've had the very good fortune of working with a very treasured circle of friends, family, and artists. There are probably too many to mention, but I do want to highlight a few, beginning with my wife, Kathy, who learned how to diplomatically critique a song, even though she never attended the BMI musical theater workshop. This was no easy feat, as she was to discover early in the process, which sent tremors through the marriage. But in time, Kathy became a beautiful sounding board. My first directors, Vicki Bussard and John DeLuca, were tremendously insightful and did so much to reveal the heart of the piece. And producers Paulette Haupt, Michael Price, Sue Frost, Leland Ball, Lynn Meadow, Barry Grove, Lee Johnson, Jim Bias, and Spiro Valutis honored me with productions, readings, and workshops essential to the journey, and David Evans and Michael Gibson, the music director and orchestrator respectively, allowed the gig to find its true voice. I'm also blessed with some of the most extraordinary and committed actors who inhabit these roles. There are too many to mention, but I will single out the following actors who performed in more than one production: Bill Parry, Michael McCormick, Charles Pistone, Steve Routman, Michelle Pock, Allison Bevan, Donna English, Steve Berger, Adam Heller, John Sloman, P.J. Benjamin, and the late Don Mayer. Last but never least, Frank Gilroy, the author of the screenplay and the director of the movie The Gig, became my mentor. And his knowledge and encouragement and advice and his ability to ask difficult questions was indispensable. And I have to add that his wife, Ruth, is every bit his equal, and I'm grateful to you both and so happy to be here tonight. There are also champions of the gig, people who either shared advice or expressed enthusiasm, like Sheldon Harnick, Randy Levine Miller, Elliot Brown, Sandra Gilman, Celso Gonzalez Faya, Larry Hirschhorn, John Dapp, Peter Felicia, Stephen Suskin, the late Alvin Klein, Bettina Miggy, Stefan Uber, Brad Lorenz, and everyone at Sam French, agents Barbara Hoganson, Sarah Douglas, and George Lane, my devoted parents, and my teenage son, Jeremy, who paid me the highest compliment by including the gig CD on his iPod. Finally, something about the man whose name graces this award. You may not think that a child born in 1899 just outside London, the son of a British piano salesman, christened Noël, and a rabbi's son from Storrs, Connecticut, would share something of the history before tonight. But when I was 16, my father, who also shares the same birthday as Noël Coward, he's 85, happy birthday, Dad. We don't have to sing, but my father gave me a double record set of Noël Coward performing in Las Vegas and New York, with the hopes that I would inject more sophisticated material in my piano vocal gigs. For my first musical in college, Dr. Jekyll and the Mr. Hyde Bar, I invented two writers, Felicia and Dexter Roman, who by day competed for the #1 spot on the New York Times bestseller list, and by night initiated a brief encounter, posing as two amorous strangers from Dulwich and Mucking, England, speaking in pithy, Coward-esque phrases. When I spent 3 months in London working on a regional production of No Way to Treat a Lady, my director, Vivian Madelon, had directed Noël Coward in 2 keys on Broadway. And my very first show, the very first night I was in London, was the last performance of the Vortex, starring Maria Aiken. To receive an award bearing this great artist's name is an almost incomprehensible honor. 7 years ago, thanks to a little extra money in my bank account, and it will unfortunately not go to Jeremy's education, I bid on a Noël Coward letter and won the item. The content not only amused me, but struck a chord. It's a letter dated January 24th, 1935, from Noël to the talented novelist And I was going to just read it, but I think I'll try and do a Noël Coward. Forgive me if it is. Darling Phil, I tried to telephone you to thank you for the lovely telegram you sent me from Boston, but you beetled off somewhere in your careless way. The press didn't seem to think so much of the play, but business is marvelous. And being a dreamer, that's all that matters to me. Or is it? Love Noël. Well, I think the press did matter to Noël. Acceptance, encouragement, recognition definitely matter, and so does this honor. Thank you very much.